Mm-hmm. 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 Come on. Mm-hmm.
Okay, this episode, just the other day I was having an argument with a friend of mine about sharing a cigar between two men. I'm under the impression that it's, not the commonplace, but is that okay? Is that normal? Do people share cigars? Or is it a personal...
It's not something that it's not like passing a joint around. I'd say there are circumstances where it could be done without risking any breaking any social laws. If a guy happens to get his hands on an especially delicious smoke, like a prize-winning vintage cigar. I mean, I once found myself in that same position. I had my hands on this beautiful, rare Cuban cigar. It had been aged to perfection. They didn't make him anymore. And I was at this club where some friends were, and they were all cigar smokers. And I started smoking, of course, years ago, because you can still smoke. Many years ago, you can still smoke in the place. And I was just smoking the cigar, and it's just unbelievably smooth and delicious. It was maybe like 20 years old, and I was just like, wow. I was like, just so good. I never had a cigar like that before. And I went to one of my friends who really enjoys cigars, and I said, you gotta try this. And he took a very genteel puff. That's another thing. You don't want to share cigars with a guy who slobbers. But if you get a guy who's just gonna like deep throat it or like slobber all over it, you don't want that. But this one particular fellow, his friend, very genteel, because he knew it wasn't his. He appreciated the opportunity. He just like took a nice gentle puff, and he asked me like, "Have another?" I was like, "Sure." Oh, and I think I shared that same cigar with like 2 or 3 other guys. But these were guys I knew enjoyed cigars, and I knew they knew how to smoke cigars. Not just... Because there's some guys who just like, that's good, man. I'm like, blowing the smoke. I'm like, you have no idea what... And then you get the cigar full of... very specific. I think that kind of opportunity or that kind of circumstance doesn't arise very often.
Okay. Fair enough. So, barring extreme circumstances, stick to your own smoke.
Yeah.
What I love about cigars, especially Cuban cigars, is that they have an endless variety of taste and texture. So it's very similar